guys, how's it going? Caitlin here, and welcome to my kitchen for another week of meal prep. It's going to be another delicious week of meals. I hope you guys are excited. What's on the menu this week? We've got Egg Foo Young Casserole, Hawaiian Burgers, and pineapple chicken stir fry. So if that sounds good, I want to make sure that you have your prep list with you. If you don't have your prep list, check the description in this video, and then you're going to find links that you can get your prep list ready to click there, and then we're going to be good to go and get this done together. I've got 3 varying levels of prep depending on your level of motivation. So if you are just not feeling it, stick with level 1. You're still going to love yourself later because you're going to have so much done. But if you want to get the time to table results that you see indicated in the meal plan, I would suggest going for level 3. Let's go all the way together and get her done, shall we? Because once you're in a groove, once you're in a roll, then it's not so bad, okay? We're gonna start off with some things in level 3 if you're planning on going there with me. This is stuff that's going to do itself while we're doing other things. So that's just maximizing our time, and it's all about efficiency. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna cook some bacon. I cook my bacon on a stone bar pan in the oven because it is just easy. Literally, you do nothing with it. I have my oven set to 400. I'm gonna put my bacon all on this tray, and then I'm just gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna set a timer for 20 minutes because, well, sometimes guys, sometimes I forget, which, you know what? I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional at much of anything this way, and I think that's a good thing, because if I can do it, you can do it. As much as I would like to think I will not forget bacon in the oven, I will. Actually, I've done it before on one of these videos. Set off the fire alarm. It was the first time on camera. I doubt it'll be the last time. So if you want to cook your bacon on a bar pan too, you can. Just try to make sure that it's not like too layered on top of each other. A little bit of layering is okay because you know your bacon's gonna cook and then shrink and crumble and do all the things. So I'm gonna throw out my garbage. I'm just standing here holding it. That's really kind of weird and awkward. There we go. No longer posing with my garbage. Now my left hand feels lonely. What do I do with that? Just kidding. It doesn't need garbage in it. I mean, I'm a mom of 3. It's pretty used to having garbage in it, but it doesn't have to. But I don't want you to feel like you have to be, you know, a mom of 2 or a mom of 3 or whatever to have these meal plans come in handy for you. Meal plans are actually downloadable for 1 to 2 people, and as well as 3 to 4 people. My theory is if you get more than 4 people in your house, you're already used to cooking for a herd, and you're already used to modifying recipes to suit your herd, because that is a skill. So if that is you, I know that you know how to make your meal into more. So whether it's following this plan and adding sides or increasing portions of the recipes that are here, I have full faith in you. I just do. Here we go. This is ready to go in. Wonderful. So that's one thing. Oh, set a timer. Yes. Thank you. All right, I am going to get a couple other things ready for my level 3 as well, because I am going to cook the pork in advance for the Egg Foo Young Casserole. This is just gonna make it a little easier on the night of, just to do all the things. I hate motivation. I hate motivation. Motivation is a fickle friend. You think that it's there for you, and then at 5 p.m. you're just like, oh, why did I choose doing this meal? Because I have to do things. And then it's cereal for supper again, and we want to avoid cereal for supper again. Okay. So I just turned that on with the pork because we're gonna get around to that. I'm gonna make up some rice. Okay, so maybe you like your rice fresh. Maybe you don't like to reheat a day of. In which case, you don't have to. It's okay. However, if you are all about efficiency and really just don't care, then you can do up your rice now. Okay. I'm gonna throw some water in there. So this is just going to save me time day of with the stir fry because it's just gonna be ready. It's just gonna be easy. You know what? Even if I end up using it before then as a side, I'm really not gonna be upset because it's just rice. It's one of those things that if you're gluten free, it's almost nice just to have some done and prepared on hand anyway. Beautiful. So we got that started. Now let's go back to level 1, shall we? Because we got some stuff done in level 3. All those things are going to do themselves while we're doing other things. So I'm going to start chopping some veggies that I'm going to be throwing in with that. Okay? Because that just seems like an efficient use of our time. I'm going to use a little mini food processor. Processor. It's called an electric twist and chop, and the reason I like it so much, and I will sing its praises all day long, is because the blade goes up and down while it's going, and as a result, it doesn't take as much time or effort. And you know, usually things will end up over processed at the bottom, under processed at the top, and you never have to worry about that with this, which I just think is lovely. I'm debating. I only need half an onion, but this onion's just not that big. So I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna put the whole onion in there. Hey, it's my recipe. I can do what I want with it. And you can too. Make it yours. If you see something and you're like, I don't like that, don't make that. Change it. Although I will say some things like, I don't really particularly enjoy mushrooms, for example. But if I chop them up really small, then I'm okay with them. It's like I can hide them for myself, and I can appreciate that adding, you know, a variety of veggies in my diet is a good thing, so I will sneak them in on myself. We're gonna chop up pepper in here too. Yeah, this Egg Foo Young Casserole, by the way, it tastes like it's terrible for you, and then it really just has like a bunch of good things in it. Chop your stuff as little or as large as you want it to. I tend to chop on the smaller side of life because as far as it goes with kids, that tends to work. Alright, that's all looking pretty good. think, a little bit before I start adding things to it. Whatever. We'll just throw it in, it'll be fine. Like I said, not a professional. You can definitely do what works for you, okay? So there's the pepper. We're gonna chop up 3 stalks of celery in there. Celery is one of those things that just gives a lot of, like salty type of flavor. So where we're making like faux Chinese and removing all the MSG from it, adding some of the kind of more umami flavor things is not a bad idea. So I'm gonna throw some mushrooms in there too. I'll hold that one for that one. There we go. I know in particular. One mushroom that just kept on going and going and going around in circles, and I'm like, where's she going? I had no idea. So mushrooms, like even if you're not a fan of mushrooms, I'd say just chop them up real small and try it. Because mushrooms have like kind of like that, they just add a bit of an earthy, like umami, I think, type of flavor to this, which is also going to help it feel like it's Chinese food. It's just like this little piece of celery that just does not want to chop. So, I don't know what to tell you. It's just not going to get chopped. Okay. Got my tower of stuff there. Oh. I'm gonna put some garlic in there. You can put 1 clove in, you can put 2 cloves in. I'm gonna throw 2 in there, just because this clove looks like it's kind of on the smaller side of life, and I like garlic. So, there we go. So you can do whatever you're feeling there. I feel like garlic is an ingredient. You kind of measure that with your heart a little bit. Another one you're going to measure with your heart, as this is all going together, is the salt and pepper. Just, you know how much you like salt, you know how much you like pepper. And I'm also going to put about a tablespoon of sesame oil in there. Just about that 1 pound-ish of meat is just going to feel like it expanded a ton in there. Which is a nice thing, right? It means we're making that meat go a little bit further, so you're still getting the meat that you're craving, but you're not spending quite as much money. So let's keep going, shall we? Because that stuff is all doing its thing. Going to thinly slice a red onion. That red onion's ugly, not using that one. Here we go, take 2. Here we go. So that outer rind just felt a little bit soft. Okay. Struggled with that one. Okay. So you can slice it as thin or as thick as you want it to. I'm going to be using this for burgers and also going to be using this for stir fry. So however you want to do it really. It does help if you leave one end on your onion to cut, because then you can hold that end while you're slicing. And you always, 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 always want to use a very sharp knife when you're slicing something like that thin. The reason is you can actually slice thin if you have a sharp knife. And other reason is that a sharp knife is it's less likely to slip. And a knife can be sharp enough to cut through something and still be not sharp enough that it's going to slip, and that's just not going to be cool. That's asking for disaster. So at this point, if you want to shred some lettuce, you can shred some lettuce. We're spinach fans, so I got a big baby spinach, so it doesn't really need to be shredded. That's what we have. So I'm skipping that step, but if you're going to shred some lettuce right now. And yeah, I'm going to slice the rest of the mushrooms. Because you know what? A stir fry is a great place to just put things. You can put like anything you want in a stir fry. Like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So we're just gonna slice up these mushrooms right here, and then we're using a whole pack of mushrooms between the Egg Foo Young Casserole and a stir fry. So oops. So here we go. Those are sliced, ready to go into the stir fry. These mushrooms actually smell really good, which is weird because I said I don't really like mushrooms that much. Okay. Just gonna give this a little olive crumble here. go. It's not too far from being done, so that's lovely. So I've got a carrot here that I'm also going to slice thinly. If you want to, you can use a mandolin, you can use a knife, you can do this however you want to do it. Just slice it nice and thin. And then I'm going to store it in just a little bit of water. Unless you are using it, tonight, then you don't really need to store it in water. But if you plan on using it in a few days, and that's one thing. When you look at the recipes, you don't have to do them in the order that they're listed. You don't have to do the recipes in the order that's listed. Do them in whatever order you want. That's why we're doing 3 days at a time. So all the food that you have there is going to be, it's going to be fresh and able for you to use. So go with what works in your schedule. Plan it in advance. That the stir fry is going to come together really, really, really quick, right? You know that a casserole, even though it's all prepared, there's still going to be oven time. You're still going to have to wait for 30 minutes to have it in the oven. There's still going to be another 5 minutes of prep before it goes in there. So look at your meals, look at your week, see what works. And if you are wondering, what do I do on days like 4 and 5? Leftovers. Leftovers is a good option. That's an easy option for you for some night. Another option is plan on something that you like. You can prepare that now too if you want. Or it can just be, you can even be planning to go out or planning to order out. There's nothing wrong with eating out at home. Especially if it's something nice that you have planned. But I'd say the problem with eating out is when we're wasting a lot of money eating out of just frustration because we don't want to cook. And a lot of it is not that we don't want to cook, it's that we don't want to have to prep everything to cook it. You know what, that's normal. Like, we're fried by the time dinner time comes around. And we should be. Days are long. Days are long. Doesn't matter if you have kids or not. Like, everybody has something that's filling up their day and making it long. So, and I'm going to slice a pepper as well. So for the pepper, I'm just going down the little lines on the bottom and then pulling this off. Takes out most of the guts of it pretty easy. And I'm going to use the same slicer just to slice my pepper too. Why not? And this item here, it is called a quick slice, appropriately enough, because it slices things quickly. It's only able to be used on sort of like soft veggies. Otherwise the blade's just, it's not going to work. But for peppers and mushrooms, it's perfect for, so stir fry ingredients like that, it can really make quick work of them, which can be lovely. Also, if you like to buy things in bulk and when they're on sale and then freeze them, it can really come in handy that way too, because I'll buy peppers during harvest season. Hold on. Peppers during harvest season, and then I will use that to slice them up, and it is just like this little bit of magic. I'm going to empty my compost. Alright. How you doing in there, bacon? It just answered me it's doing pretty well, but it needs like another minute. Sorry. Okay guys, if that is all that you have in you, congratulations, you did level 2, you rocked it, and you are going to be so happy with yourself when you have that much work already done. If you did not, if you're going with me on level 2, then let's do it, okay? We're going to start by putting together the ingredients. Alright, I think that's looking good. That's looking good. I'm going to get a container for it. You know what? I don't know if it's going to fit in that one or not. It's going to go in a bigger one, I think. I think I'm actually going to store it in the same container that I'm going to cook it in. So I'm going to store it in a 9x13 and throw it in the fridge, and then I can just assemble it later and have one less dish to do. So that's what we're going to go with. Let's get the ingredients ready for the Egg Foo Young Casserole gravy, because, well, let's be real. An Egg Foo Young is not an Egg Foo Young if you do not have gravy, right? So I am going to put together some broth. You can use jarred broth. I use powdered bone broth. It's just bone broth. Single ingredient, gluten-free. Single ingredient, however, it's powdered, so it's easily accessible. It's less effort for me, and I know that I could make my own bone broth for cheaper, and if you have the time to do it, all the power to you. But it's just one of those things, like, you're not going to be able to do everything perfect all the time, so if I'm going to choose a bulk drop, it's going to be powdered bone broth, because it's convenience. We all need it, even if you're allergic to life. Okay. Let's see. So I'm gonna put a couple of tablespoons of, calls for gluten-free soy sauce. If you cannot do soy sauce for any number of reasons, use coconut aminos instead. Coconut aminos, I find it has slightly less flavor than you get out of soy sauce, so you might want to put just a little more in, just to put it over the edge a little bit. That's my top secret tip. A couple teaspoons. That's oyster sauce. Once again, make sure that you have gluten-free oyster sauce. This one is actually gluten-free, vegan, soy-free. It's by Naked and Saucy. So if you're allergic to life and you're still looking for putting some kind of oyster sauce into your recipes, that may just be your brand. I love that brand. They're paleo friendly. They're everything that I never knew I needed in my life until I developed food sensitivities. And they're just one of the absolute best brands ever. Okay, so some sesame oil. Now, once again, you do you for salt and pepper. I like salt. My husband likes pepper. Then we just go together very well. And what else are we going to put in there? Oh. Going to put in, you can use cornstarch if you'd like to. You can use tapioca if you're grain-free. I want to make sure I get all that out of there. You know, it's stuff. It's like liquid gold. Oops. Can't be wasting things like that. There we go. Here we go. So there's our gravy ingredients all together. So we're just gonna be able to dump that into a saucepan, heat it up, let it do its thing. But till then, it can go in the fridge. It already smells amazing. I'm excited for this already. I hope you are too. The recipe looks a little weird. I promise you it actually is good. Next, we're gonna prepare some stir-fry sauce, or part of the stir-fry sauce, not all of it. And we're gonna leave a note to ourselves, because if you're like me and you need a reminder to your reminder, then we are gonna work with that, okay? So my rice is done. I just want to make sure that I fluff it. Because if you don't fluff it, it's just going to stay packy. And then I'm just gonna store that in the fridge. That's gonna be good to go. Let's check on our bacon, shall we? Whew. Bacon is ready, nice and crispy. Okay, things are coming along, we're doing well. All right, let's get our stir-fry sauce ready, shall we? So I'm gonna get some more gluten-free soy sauce. See, here's one of the nice things about prepping. Here's one of the things that you will love yourself for prepping, is that you are going to be using some of the same ingredients throughout the week. And instead of measuring it out a couple times and having to, clean your measuring cup again, you're just doing it once. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? We're gonna use, it calls for a tablespoon of honey, but you could use sugar if you wanted to. I'm gonna use maple syrup because I have a baby under 1, so one of those things to be mindful of. Just easy swaps, right? Little touch of, you can use rice vinegar or you can use lime juice, whatever you're feeling. Okay, I'm gonna grate up some ginger. And I'm grating mine up in, it's a little contraption, it's called a cup zester. And it's just a handy little grater. It collects it all on the bottom. You can see measurements at the bottom of this, and then you can actually take the bottom off, put this on as a lid, and you can store it in the same container. So, I love it. I think it's awesome. It's like the thing I never knew that I always needed in my kitchen. You know, when you get a gadget like that, you get it and you're like, what did I ever do before this? Just work harder? Yes. Okay. That's looking good. couple cloves of garlic. I'm actually gonna throw 3 in there. Because these are just little. They're just little. Measure garlic with your heart. Always with your heart. It's like cheese that way, or chocolate chips. And then we are also gonna throw in there either cornstarch or tapioca, whatever your thickening agent of choice is. And guys, if you wanted to, you could just use a jarred sauce if you wanted to. Thing is, doing it this way, you're gonna save some money and you really control the ingredients that are going into it. I will say, if you're looking for an inexpensive stir-fry sauce, check out VH. VH has all of their sauces in Canada are gluten-free, so you can just have pick of the litter on those, and they are very reasonably priced. So not bad if that's what you're going for, but I mean, it's so quick to make up a sauce like this. One thing is though, that we're gonna wanna add something else to this, and it's gonna be the pineapple juice. Out of our can of pineapple juice, we wanna add it in here. So I'm going to write myself a note. I recommend you do the same if you have some masking tape or if you have a Post-it note. Add pineapple juice. Future me is going to be so happy with myself that I did that. And there we go. So we're getting her done, guys. That is it for level 2. If that is all the gumption you have in you, then awesome, you did great. If you have a little more in you, then we are actually almost done with level 3, believe it or not, because we did most of level 3 preparing itself when we were preparing other things. Now all we have left is very simply to slice some chicken. You can slice your chicken however you want to. This chicken is going into your stir fry, so if you want it cubed, you are free to do that. If you want it in slices, you are free to do that. Nice and easy. See, we always want to do our chicken last. Actually, if, I know I'm saying this probably a little late, if for some reason, if you want to look in your fridge and see if there's any produce that is going to go bad, I want you to think of it now while we're doing things. Look at your produce and think, could I incorporate this into the meals this week? Could I use it in a side dish? Could I throw it in a stir fry? You can throw a lot of things in a stir fry. Could I chop it up and throw it in there with the Egg Foo Young Casserole and figure out how you're gonna use it? If you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna use this at all this week, process it now. Clean it, chop it, make it in a way that as soon as you thought you can use it, and then you're not going to waste it. You're already prepping things. Like, if you're in the groove now, you might as well just keep on going with that groove, right? Like, keep that groove thing going, and then you will save money eventually. Because you'll need that ingredient, and then you'll have it, it'll already be prepared. Like, this is all about loving yourself later, right? Like, well, I mean, I hope you love yourself now too, but loving yourself later when you have your things done. So, and that's not a good one. Okay, I will slice the rest of this later. Thank you guys. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.